Hello, I'm Bencho, and this is Flash, a series where I give you my first impressions on games I've been playing. Today, that game is Death Howl. Death Howl is a tactical turn-based deck builder made by Inverge and published by 11-Bit Studios. You play as Ro, a hunter in a tribal village who, in a state of desperation after the premature death of her son, ventures into the spirit realm to reclaim his soul and bring him back from the brink of death. It's self-described as deck-building Souls-like, and while I have my frustrations with the burgeoning genre that is Souls-like, I can't deny the inspiration it draws from the From Software setting. The story is straightforward and simple, and let me clarify. That's a compliment. Ro is on a single-minded quest to save her son. Upon entering the spirit realm, an entity claiming to be its ruler commands Ro to return to the land of the living. Her son is dead, and there's nothing to be done. Ro bullheadedly refuses, and the entity, depicted as an ominous, shapeless red light, infests her body and reiterates not only that her son is dead, but if she continues on her quest, she will die as well. This does nothing to faze Ro, and she continues. I was only able to play the demo for the game, which is available for free on Steam, so only the first area was available to me. The whole presentation of this game in general is like rough clay. From the pared down pixel art reminiscent of Sword and Sorcery by the Super Brothers, to the direct no-frills skill cards like Quick Attack or Lob Stone. It feels as though the story is being presented to you as if you were experiencing it for the first time, unwritten and unrecorded. You're following a singular thread of fate: find your son at all costs. And while it may unfold and expand in the full game, as it stands now, while there are minor world-building factoids about the spirit world that are revealed to you by passerby or the environment, it makes it clear that these details mean nothing to Ro outside of her journey. This stubbornness is reflected in the combat, the core of the game. While you explore a relatively unguided open world with key locations, between them lie enemies or spirits that reside in the spirit world. Some formed as simply as a boar or a snail, and others depicted as fragments or memories of the reality to which the realm exists adjacent to. When you come across these enemies, the world darkens. A grid appears and a round-based combat begins. You place Ro on one of the designated starting points and you draw your hand of abilities. Each ability uses mana, this game's action points, from which you have a limited pool to use before ending your turn. The blunt edge of the game is further accentuated through the ability cards in your possession, starting out with cards like Bite, Kick, Dash, and Throw Rock. You do, however, eventually unlock new cards through a crafting system. You can find materials like sticks, teeth, leaves, rocks, etc. through exploration of the world and victory in combat. And as you do so, you unlock more cards to modify your deck with. I can't say with certainty how complex your builds can get as you unlock more cards, because the cards offered in the demo are limited. But I was able to get a small glimpse at what mid or late game would look like, and it was exciting. There's this feeling I get when playing a new deck builder or roguelike that I know I'm going to enjoy. When I'm interfacing with their build system, whether it's the cards or items, I start fantasizing all the possible ways I can play through it. If the desire to experiment with the system is there, I know I'm going to have a good time. And I can safely say I got hit with that desire almost immediately. I can't help but make comparisons to another roguelike deck builder I've reviewed on this channel, The Dimensionals, which is also at its core mechanically simple, but I think Death Howl in comparison is a good example of simplicity with intent instead of neglect. Everything feels as though it has a place and a function, from the story to the combat and to the deck building, and it shows a confidence that their system is engaging enough to be played with a level of complexity that fits each individual player. As it stands now, my rating is tentative and based purely off what limited gameplay I was able to experience in the demo. I give Death Howl a solid A. A unique presentation with intriguing gameplay and plot, and I'm excited to play the final product on release. If you're interested in trying it out, the demo is free on Steam. I reached out to the devs in hopes of getting a planned date range of release for the game, but wasn't able to get any more info. They plan to release it this year, so if you like the demo, wishlist it and watch for updates. That's it for me. Have a good one.